do this before. I think it's a gift for the kid, the child that is coming, to have a mother that is filled with herself and feels good about herself. I feel more connected and more aware of what I'm doing in my everyday life. This was totally impossible before. Those past 3 days had made me feel that I'm on the right path now. After this session, I saw the purpose of my life here.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great.
If somebody is watching this now and thinking like, yeah, it sounds really, really good what they're saying. And yeah, it sounds like Lena has being more and more connected with herself and all of this, but they're feeling scared. Maybe they're like, what is hypnosis? What if I can't get hypnotized? Was that one fear that you had, would you say, that you were a bit afraid before the sessions?
Control freak here. I remember in the beginning, I felt like I really wanted it because I felt very blocked. And I was like, yes, someone will help me. So I can lift up those blocks and see what I truly am, what I want, etc. And I was really afraid that hypnosis, I had a fear that it will not work. In the beginning, I felt like I don't see anything. I was so focused on seeing like a picture, like a movie. And then you helped me relax even more and guided me in a way that I understood that the feeling, and I kind of interpreted the feeling into a picture. And in that way, I could see. But it took me a while, but with your help. And I never thought that it was possible, because maybe we are affected by movies where the hypnotherapist is doing, and then the seeing, what do you see? You see, but I realized that for me, it was, I couldn't see, and I thought that I couldn't do this. But the feeling was knocking and said, hey, what do you feel? And then it was interpreted into a picture. And then I knew that this is right. And it worked.
Yeah.
I see myself as the impossible person to relax.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you
I
have
made
even
it.
told me that before sessions, right?
Mhm.
You have said to me like,
Yeah.
I'm scared, I'm nervous, I don't know, like, will this actually work? I really want it to work.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm so glad that you decided to test. And it sounds like you have had a good experience.
Sounds. I mean, I think it shows. I'm really, really. I feel blessed. I feel very lucky. I don't believe in luck, but I say it in that way. But I think it was a meaning that we met. I felt that my frustration was so. It was all over me. I couldn't move, and it came at the right point in my life.
We had a session, like, what was it, 3 days ago?
Yes, 3 days ago. Yeah.
How would you say, how are you feeling today?
I feel 3 days ago, each day that passes by, I feel more connected and more aware of what I'm doing in my everyday life. So this was totally impossible before, because my mind was over active in such way that I could go upstairs and I didn't remember what am I doing here. So I needed to go back and then remember again what I wanted to do upstairs. So nowadays, it's after 3 days, I have found out, I've catch myself being more aware of what I'm thinking. Also, since my mind is going very fast, I also noticed that because it's very easy for the negative thinking to start. And usually it's about myself, I'm not enough, or stuff like that, or I didn't make this correct, etc. And sometimes also things that people have done to me that comes while I'm making the dishes, or so I get conscious and stop that.
Wow.
I try not to blame myself. I'm so happy that I stop it. Maybe it starts all over again a few minutes, but I stop it again.
Yeah.
So this, I haven't experienced this before.
Wow.
Even tried other methods, but this time after this session, it was so powerful, and I felt these are two major things for me.
Yeah.
Because the older you get, it's for me it feels like it's more difficult to make changes, and those past 3 days had made me feel that I'm on the right path now.
Wow.
I'm going where, yeah, but because I've been reading all about this, to be conscious, to be aware, but I didn't have probably the right tool for me. I tried different methods, but it wasn't right for me. But now I see these tiny steps, and I'm so happy for that.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear this.
I didn't believe it. Yes.
Yeah, because you and I, we have texted, right, a few times back and forth since we had a session, but I didn't know what you are describing now. I didn't know how profound it actually was for you, or is. So how would you describe that? How does that make you feel when you now realize that, hey, I am actually aware? What is that feeling that you're experiencing?
The major feeling is that I don't feel hopeless. It was like I was a hopeless case. I felt that I remember, maybe I told you before that I think I cannot manage my mind, but now I find hope. It feels like, yes, I'm starting, and I'm making a major, maybe tiny, but the change started, something that I had never experienced before.
Wow.
I've been reading books, and you have these aha feelings. Yes, of course, this is so logic. Why don't I do that? But after finishing the book, it's you fall down to the all day habit, the habits that you had for years, and I got disappointed. Now I feel that there's hope, because I see a progress. I see a step away from myself, my old self, that was pulling me down every day, every moment. So,
wow. And if I get it right, I think you have had a feeling yourself that it must be more, like you're being quite frustrated, right? But you didn't know. Yeah, you didn't know like how to move or what to do. So I've been seeing that within you, and you have been feeling it, but you didn't know how to move forward.
Yes. So it's the first frustration was before the first time we met, and during this past 2.5 years, I think it is something like that, 2 years. Yeah. It was with me all the time, because I couldn't see a purpose, the final goal. I don't know how yet I will get there, but after this session, I saw the purpose of my life here, but the how, I will leave it to the universe to guide me. But it's such a relief, because the feeling of frustration is I think it's gone, completely gone. And it's weird, because I'm a control freak, and I need to know every step of the way, which step is next. And I find myself that I'm just letting go.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm so fulfilled seeing the purpose, what I'm doing here on earth, because this is something that I had been searching from age of 16, because I was too down to earth with knowing that it's something bigger, with life. And I was quite sad as a 16-year-old. Maybe outside I was very, very happy and trying to make it feel people feel more happy and make them laugh and stuff like that. It was like a purpose for me during that time, but I felt that there's something more for me. And because I haven't been okay with myself, the part I'm not enough that we have worked on 2 years ago, about feeling enough and going back in childhood, and with a hypnosis, I saw so many things that I realized have formed me. It have formed me as I am, and why I'm so strict with myself, so almost bad with myself, not with others.
No.
And critical. Yes, and so that part helped me to realize about what happened in my childhood, and it took a long time, but it was like a phase that I needed to go through, because if I didn't do that, I couldn't accept that little me, has a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
Even though I felt it. This session now, really, I felt the purpose. I felt it. I just to see, it's not enough. I felt it, because
you were in
other
there.
people, yes.
We really brought you, so I just want to explain that to the people watching, that we really in this session we did just a few days ago, we really brought you into the future. So we really helped you to actually connect with that future aspect of you. So how would you because I could feel it. It was an extremely powerful session, and we both had this magical experience, even though it was over Zoom, right? So we were not in the same room physically, but we were there together in the future.
Yes.
So how would you describe the feeling and the sensation you had within the session?
It felt, first of all, it felt safe doing this with you. First of all, it's very important, because otherwise I couldn't let it go. I know who you are, even though we have not met, and I feel such a security, and that you will guide me, lead me, and I can let go of my control. It's very important for me. I have an issue with that, and I felt so good, because the guidance was step by step. It was amazing. It was. I must say it again. I felt safe, because otherwise I couldn't do that. And in the end, when I really saw the purpose, the actual purpose, was I was overwhelmed, but at the same time, I started to accept. Because sometimes when I get overwhelmed, I let go. It's too scary, and I back off. But I didn't. And I accepted myself being part of this, and not little me. I said, okay, yes, it's me, and I'm part of this.
Yeah.
So for the first time, I felt that I matter. It's very important.
Whoa.
Because it's despite of my age, Linda. So I've always been the person that, no, you first. I don't need this. You can take it, and backing off. And for the first time, I didn't little myself. I didn't make myself little.
Amazing. And that is one thing that you are saying about feeling safe, and you are also mentioning that even though we have not met, you and I, but you said that you know me. And how would you just, I get totally emotional actually when you're saying that, because it's so important. And I remember when I went through the whole search for myself and trying to find people who could help me. This was before I found hypnotherapy and I found what I do. And I remember going to different people and I felt I was treated like a number. You know, I was just somebody coming into somebody's clinic for 30 minutes or 45, and they gave me, you know, they did some stuff, and then I was on my own again. And if I would text them, you know, between the sessions, if I was lucky, maybe they responded, but it was never that, I never felt connected. And it just felt that I was just being treated like anybody. I didn't feel that personalized thing. How would you describe, since you and I met and had a first meeting, how was your experience in working with me?
It was totally, completely different from everything I've done before. I've done other sessions, but it was different in the way that the feedback, it was amazing. It felt like you were actually holding my hand. And sometimes I felt like, oh no, I should not disturb Linda now. But then I wrote something and response directly. It was this response of yours made me feel that I matter again. It made me feel, yes, this person really cares. And it made me hold your hand even stronger. And so this person really wants the best of me, really cares and wants to help me. And I'm, like you said, not a number. When I started to search, because I've been to psychotherapy, because I always thought there's something wrong with myself. So I've been searching, reading books and going to courses that were good. But then I stumbled on RTT. Marisa Peer. When I saw that there's a Swedish girl doing this, I thought, yes, I just felt like this girl, and I felt connected right away. I'm so grateful for that, and because you have really, really helped me during the path. But you have, the most important, you have helped me to rely on someone that I haven't met, and feel the connection and feel safe. The safety is so important for me. Yeah. Because during this session, you really open up. There's this like being naked completely. And I could do that with you.
And oh, wow, yeah, amazing.
Especially this Master Manifestor program that you also have. It's so much material. You can really dig in. You can really read and listen to your videos. It's so much stuff that sometimes I felt anxious. Oh, I don't have time because of the kids. But it was always like, now I go home where I can be myself. And it was during this program. And I can ask Linda. And it was always something I could take. And most of the times I could go back again and see the same video and said, okay, I didn't hear it the first time because I was not in resonance with, I wasn't able to connect or to see or listen on the message that you were sending.
Yeah. How would you say you started the Master Manifestor program about 5 months ago, maybe, or 6 months ago? And every week we have a live session. How would you say that your life has changed since you started the program?
A very important aspect is that I have felt, I don't know people that are open for developing themselves. They don't talk, and I felt so alone because I don't have anyone to talk to. What I felt is so important for me is that I'm in a small community where other girls open up, and they have helped me to open up myself with you, of course, in the lead calls. And it feels so amazing. I feel blessed being in this group because why one is open up, then one other unfolds. So it feels that we're safe and can be our true selves in this group. This group has helped me a lot, and it feels like now I'm going home to recharge my batteries and really learn about myself.
Wow.
Stuff that I didn't know. I mean, I'm always 50 within a year. So it's like, wow.
Yeah. And that is important what you are saying about being able to open up. And I guess that is how you are describing when you're saying going home, because you did like this, going home. So is that what you truly mean? Like going home is to be where your truth really is, where you don't have to hide behind facades.
And it's so amazing because you have touched this, finding our truth, speaking our truth all the time. It's in the beginning, it sounded like something strange, foreign, speaking the truth. But in the meanwhile, because it's like a process, and you step by step opening up because you're seeing what other people do, the messages from you, and then I realized, oh my God, I don't speak my truth with so many people. So it feels like I'm fake because I cannot express this, all these thoughts, feelings that I have, it's me. So it feels so safe to start with a group like this, a small group, and unfold step by step because it feels more safe. It's like I need to have a group of people around me that will not judge me, that are aligned with me. They have, I mean, all of us have the same issues. And I thought, oh, I thought that I was alone. And there's another one and another one.
Yeah.
And it feels it's like a relief that I'm not alone on this.
Yeah.
That other people. So I know that there are so many out there that feel the same. They have the same feelings and blockages, but haven't found the right tool. So I really hope that people will understand that it's there are tools and there are programs that they can participate in.
Yeah.
So
and that is such a common thing, what you're describing about feeling that we are kind of a lie. And that creates so much frustration. And that's why I have chosen to be very, very open with my own journey. And especially when I work privately with people and in the Master Manifestor program, that is the standard that I have set, right? That I want to be fully authentic. I want to be able to share from my heart, like, okay, this is my truth. And it took some very hard steps in my physical reality. It took the infertility, it took the divorce, it took the completely shift of my life. But that is how that authentic journey really started. And I see that with so many women going through unexplained infertility, where everything looks good, and the doctors cannot see anything wrong because the body is perfect, but still it's not happening. And I see with so many of these ladies that there also is this search for something else. That feeling that you have been having, right? Must be something more to my life than what I'm currently living. And for these ladies, I see this as a wake-up call. Like, okay, when we're starting to do these sessions, there is actually an opportunity to start to connect with our truth. And I'm thinking that maybe the infertility was just kind of a bump in the road, or something that made us frustrated enough so that we started to look for answers. And in your case, it was another kind of, it was another maybe
Bump.
Trigger bump, yeah, but it was that still the same feeling of massive frustration.
The real work has been done when I found actually you. When I found you, it started then.
Wow. And would you say that throughout your journey, have you started to experience that your outside reality also have started to shift in how you interact with other people, and maybe learning to say no and boundaries and stuff like that?
Yes. Oh, you said something very important, learning to say no, because I've been out there, yes, and didn't have time for myself. And for when you have kids, it's even worse. I could take time from their sleep because someone needed to talk about the personal problems over the phone, and I didn't put my kids to sleep on time because she was more important, the friend. And I said, "What am I doing?" And they were. So after this, I have kind of drawn back and not feeling guilty about it. It's very important. It's like I can do that. I draw back. It came naturally that people that are not maybe vibrating, it's something, maybe it's something different with me. I cannot see it, but I can see it in their reaction, that they just step back, and it feels like a relief because I get my energy for myself.
It's pretty amazing what happens when we are doing the inside change, how the outside is just, it's just kind of following what we are doing on the inside, and the outside it's just start to change.
That now I'm starting to fill up myself. It's amazing. I haven't done it before, but I've lost myself. Being like that, you lose yourself. I feel like that. And now I start to find myself without feeling guilty of not being out there for everyone.
Yeah, because then you have so much more love and energy to give to both you and to your family, and it always going to start with you having that energy. Because when we don't have energy, when we are drained, it's like an empty battery. It can't make any machine to work. But when you fill that up, so I guess that most people who will be watching this conversation with us are women who will be mothers in the future. Would you say that it's a benefit for them to do this inner work before their children come?
Absolutely. I wish I knew this before, but I think you were too young, Linda. But I really wish I could do this before, because it's so hard, because you're split for each child you have, you're splitting up the energy. You have to do that, and it's so hard to recollect and collect your thoughts, your feelings, because there's always need every day, 24 hours there. So I really recommend from the bottom of my heart and soul, do this before, because I think it's a gift for the child that is coming, to have a mother that is filled with herself and feels good about herself and speaks her truth. It will be an amazing mother for this child. It will have the right guidance. I really I'm happy for those that will do this before. And I agree with you that this unexplained infertility has to do with blockages that science haven't recognized, because there's not a molecule that they can measure
Yeah.
that's up and down, or hormone, or so. Absolutely, I think that life maybe puts on a break, so you can take care of yourself first,
Yeah.
found out who you are. I'm happy that I'm doing this now, that I found this, but I wish that I have done it earlier, I must say.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so true what you're saying, that
Mm,
when the parents, when they are whole within themselves, or at least they're on their journey to become whole and speaking their truth, the kind of parenting is so different. And that is what you are experiencing now with your girls, that you are growing so much and are becoming so much more calm and harmonious within you, which will set such a beautiful example for them. And I totally, it was so beautiful what you experienced also in the session when we met you in the future, because it was about how this earth is actually moving forward, right? And how we right now are kind of in a little bit of a split kind of on earth, that we can now choose, like, okay, are we going down the rabbit hole of the fear and old based old beliefs, and we could choose love, to just help each other to pop up like popcorn. and
Yes.
I see that when the ladies are doing this work now, working on themselves, you are working on yourself, I'm working on me. When we all do this work, we will set such a beautiful example for these kids that are coming in. And I see that the kids with these new parents, the developed parents, the conscious parent, there will be a new generation.
Yes, completely new. I think it will be possible when this shift starts with us,
Yeah.
and then with the kids.
Amazing. So if somebody's right now having that massive frustration, feeling everything but peace and harmony, and they're going through that unexplained infertility, would you recommend them to to work with me, to do the session? What would you recommend them to do?
Absolutely. Uh, I totally recommend it, because total frustration, there's like nothing. You're going around in darkness. You need someone that catches your hand, take you by the hand and guides you. And for me, there was no other way but this way. So RTT, in combination with the Master Manifestor program, it's the best I could do for myself. The absolutely best I could do for myself. Otherwise, I I was close to starting the antidepressant pills, and that you saved me completely. I must say that it was. I completely recommend it. To open up myself, I have to have proofs that I can trust this person. I'm the person that everyone trusts, but I cannot open up myself for other persons, that because I need to have a person that is away on the personal development and that have reached far to understand me and can help me. Absolutely, I
Did you
recommend.
feel that I understood where you were and where you have been throughout this process?
Absolutely, you understood. We have a lot in common backgrounds. You could, by open unfolding yourself, all your experiences, have made me understand that, and how you have worked on this, helped me to understand myself and see my situations and how I should work on them. Plus, sometimes it was so, there were other, it could be very deep. So I could go back and listen again to understand exactly what you mean. I said, okay, now I understand. And it's so important to go back because you have so much material, especially this part with the that was so important about the affirmations that all people talk about, the alignment. I want this and this and that, but how do I feel? I didn't understand that it has to do with me, because everyone wants all these good things, but where are we? So I printed out that PDF and I had it beside my bed, because I have to like force it into my head, because it's a new way of thinking. But I had it beside my bed, and first thing in the morning and in the evening I read it. Where am I? And it's very important to be completely honest with yourself. And I could see I was really down, and I could not be up here. That's why I don't attract it. So I understood affirmations in the practical way, in the true way.
Yeah.
There's so many books outside and seminars and blah, and shift your mind, but it's not only shift your mind like that by saying in front of the mirror, I'm beautiful, I love myself, and it didn't work at all. It felt even worse.
Yeah.
So this program helped me to understand why it didn't work and take small steps from where I am, because I cannot start here and I fall.
Yeah.
So that helped me a lot. You helped me a lot with that.
It has been amazing to really see your ahas along the way, because you have had quite many aha moments along your journey. And I think that is the power, as you were saying, when we're working with the hypnosis sessions, we're doing rep transmission therapy, and we're also doing future progression like the last one we did, and the Master Manifestor program. Combine them all, it's like magic, and it just makes me so happy to be able to witness what's going on in your life in this case, and in other people's life. It's pure magic. So yeah, I'm so excited, Lena, to follow your journey for the upcoming days, weeks, months, and years. And I am so truly grateful that you took the time with me today. And I believe that I'm convinced that this conversation will help so many other women out there to get an understanding of what they can expect from this kind of work.
I really hope that too. It's and I see now that you are putting it RTT, Master Manifestor program, and then the future self. It's like natural flow, because if I didn't do the first step, I couldn't be able to do the next. So it's really open up, see who am I back in time, and then the group to start speaking my truth, and then be able to see and accept my future self. Because as I told you, people told me, mediums and other people, that you have a higher purpose, but I would not be able to accept the higher purpose if I didn't go through these stages.